You want to pray for peace, for Iran, for global de-escalation, for the safety of civilians. But every time you try, it feels hollow, like you're just sending thoughts and prayers while people suffer and die, like you're using prayer to avoid feeling the pain of what's actually happening. And you're asking, how do I pray for peace without bypassing the horror, without pretending everything's fine when it's not? Here's the truth. Real prayer isn't bypassing, it's the opposite. It's feeling the full weight of what is while holding space for what could be. It's acknowledging suffering while calling for healing. And there's a way to do this that honors both the pain and the possibility. That's what I'm showing you. I struggled with this for years. During every global crisis, I'd feel called to pray, but then I'd feel guilty. People are dying and I'm just praying? Isn't that useless? Isn't that just making myself feel better while doing nothing? And I'd oscillate between praying and feeling like a hypocrite, or not praying and feeling disconnected from my spirituality. Neither felt right. Then I learned from people who pray from the midst of war, chaplains, activists, people who combine prayer with action. And they taught me prayer isn't an escape from reality, it's a way of metabolizing reality, of processing pain too big to carry alone, of connecting with something larger that can hold what you can't. And when prayer is combined with action, even small action, it's not bypass. It's how you stay spiritually grounded while engaging with crisis. Here's what we're covering. First, what spiritual bypassing actually is and how to tell if you're doing it. Second, what real prayer looks like during crisis and why it's different from bypassing. And third, the 3 practices that let you pray for peace in a way that honors suffering while still holding hope. Let's start with what spiritual bypassing is. It's using spiritual concepts or practices to avoid difficult emotions or uncomfortable realities. It's saying everything happens for a reason when someone's grieving. It's sending love and light instead of acknowledging injustice. It's focusing on positive vibes while ignoring systemic suffering. It's using spirituality to stay comfortable instead of to stay present with what's uncomfortable. And you know you're bypassing when your prayer makes you feel better but doesn't change anything about how you engage with the crisis. When your spiritual practice helps you avoid feeling pain rather than metabolize it. When your focus on peace prevents you from acknowledging violence. When your prayers keep you passive instead of motivating you toward action. These are signs that spirituality has become escape instead of engagement. But here's what real prayer looks like. Real prayer starts with acknowledgement, with seeing what is clearly, with not looking away. You pray. I see the suffering in Iran. I see the fear. I see the violence. I see systems failing. I see people dying. And I hold this in my awareness. I don't minimize it. I don't spiritualize it away. I feel the weight of it. And I bring that weight to prayer. Not to escape it, to hold it with something larger than myself. Real prayer includes lament. It includes rage. It includes grief. You pray, this is not okay. This should not be happening. I am angry that war threatens. I am heartbroken for those who suffer. And you let yourself feel those emotions in prayer. Because prayer isn't just for nice feelings, it's for all of it. The Psalms are full of lament, of anger at injustice, of crying out in pain. That's prayer too, not bypassing, honest engagement with what is. And real prayer connects to action. It asks, what is mine to do? How can I respond? What action aligns with this prayer? Maybe it's donating, maybe it's advocating, maybe it's having difficult conversations, maybe it's showing up for people who are scared. Prayer that doesn't lead to any action is suspect, because if you're really holding the suffering, you're moved to respond, even in small ways, even when you can't fix everything. Here's how you pray for peace without bypassing. Practice number 1, start with lament. Acknowledge the suffering fully before asking for peace. Don't jump straight to, I pray for peace. Start with what is. Name the suffering, name the injustice, name the fear, let yourself feel it, cry if you need to, get angry if you need to. Bring your full humanity to the prayer, because sanitized prayer isn't real prayer, it's performance. Your prayer might sound like, I see the escalation in Iran, I see the fear in people's eyes, I see the suffering that war creates, I see children who might lose parents, I see families torn apart, and this breaks my heart. I am angry that this is happening. I am grief-stricken, and I bring this grief and anger to you, God, universe, spirit. I cannot carry this alone. Hold this with me. This is honest prayer. It's not bypassing, it's not pretending everything's fine. It's acknowledging reality and bringing it to the sacred. And that acknowledgement creates space for genuine prayer for peace. Because you're not praying from denial, you're praying from truth. Practice number 2. Pray for peace and commit to action. Prayer without action is bypassing. After you've held the suffering in prayer, you ask, what is mine to do? You don't ask, how can I fix everything? You ask, what's my small part? What action aligns with this prayer? And you commit to it. Even if it's small, even if it feels insufficient, you do something. Maybe you donate to humanitarian organizations helping civilians. Maybe you contact your representatives about de-escalation. Maybe you educate yourself on the conflict. Maybe you have conversations about peace. Maybe you show up for people in your community who are terrified. Maybe you create art that processes this pain. Whatever action is available to you, you take it. And then your prayer has integrity. Because you're not just asking for peace, you're participating in creating it in whatever small way you can. And you pray, show me what's mine to do. I can't stop this war, but I can do something. Guide me to my right action. And then you listen, and you act. And that combination, prayer plus action, is not bypassing. It's engaged spirituality. It's how you stay connected to the sacred while staying present with crisis. Practice number 3. Hold both suffering and hope without collapsing either. This is the spiritual practice of paradox. The bypass happens when you focus only on hope and ignore suffering, or when you focus only on suffering and lose hope. Real spiritual practice holds both. You acknowledge, yes, there is terrible suffering, and yes, peace is still possible. Both are true, and you hold both without letting either consume you. This is hard. Your mind wants to collapse into one or the other. Either everything's terrible and hopeless, or everything will be fine, don't worry. But reality is more complex. There is suffering and there is possibility. People are dying and people are also working for peace. Systems are failing and humans are resilient. All of these are true simultaneously. So you pray holding paradox. I acknowledge the suffering. I don't look away. And I also hold hope for peace, for healing, for transformation. I don't know if my hope will manifest, but I hold it anyway, because hopelessness serves no one. And I hold the suffering too, because bypassing serves no one. I hold both, and I ask for the strength to stay present with this paradox, to not collapse into despair or denial, to stay engaged, to keep showing up. And you practice this in your body. You feel the grief in your heart, and you also feel the possibility, the both and. Not one or the other, both. And you breathe with both. You don't try to resolve the paradox, you just hold it. And that's the spiritual work. Here's what I want you to understand. Praying for peace isn't bypassing if you're doing it right. If you're acknowledging suffering, if you're feeling the pain, if you're combining prayer with action, if you're holding paradox. That's not escape. That's how you stay spiritually grounded while engaging with crisis. That's how you process pain too big to carry alone. That's how you connect with something larger and ask for help. And that's valid. That's necessary. That's real. We covered what spiritual bypassing is, using spirituality to avoid difficult reality. We distinguished real prayer that acknowledges suffering, includes lament, and connects to action. And we walked through 3 practices. Start with lament to acknowledge suffering fully, pray for peace and commit to action, and hold both suffering and hope without collapsing either. Prayer isn't going to stop war, but it's not supposed to. Prayer is how you metabolize the pain, how you stay connected to the sacred when the world feels profane, how you hold space for possibility while acknowledging horror, how you ask for guidance on your right action, and how you remember you're not alone in this. That's what prayer offers, and that's worth doing. So here's your practice for today. Take 5 minutes. Acknowledge the suffering out loud or in writing. Name what breaks your heart. Feel it. Then ask, what's mine to do? What small action can I take? Commit to it. and then pray, "Help me hold both the suffering and the hope. Help me stay engaged without being consumed." And notice, that's not bypassing, that's real prayer. Let me know in the comments, how do you pray during crisis? What keeps it real for you? Welcome to Prayer Without Bypassing. This is where honest spirituality lives.